Now, Jeremy, I'll tell you what, I have picked up running in the new year, but I would have been hanging out by that soup today. It was chilly this morning.
I know, there's nothing like a nice warm cup of soup or a nice cup of hot cocoa after being out in the cold, isn't it?
You can't go wrong with it.
It can't. So they really had a great celebration after they finished up their 5K or their 10K. I mean, that's a lot to do with the snow and the cold. I mean, it's been cold now for 7 to 8 days in a row, depending on where you live. We've been below the freezing mark for that long of a period of time. So yeah, you can't go wrong with a nice cup of chili or cup of hot cocoa, especially now that we had the snow on the ground, feeling a lot like winter. We picked up anywhere from a ½ inch to 1½ inches across the region. The biggest total on the map, 1.7 inches in Sayre, that's in Bradford County. Down in the southern tier, we picked up about an inch, and in central Pennsylvania, Jersey Shore, Renova, both picking up a ½ inch of snow. Avoca picked up 1.1 inches. That's down by the airport, and here at our backyard, we picked up exactly an inch on our snowboard. We're actually above average. Normally by this time in the season, we have about 14.5 inches accumulated from the beginning of the winter season, and boy, we're over 20 inches since the beginning of the season, which is 5 inches or more higher than the average at this time in the season. So we're well above, and many folks are enjoying the extra snow, especially up on the slopes. Just missed it earlier. Well, here comes a skier, but well, and here comes some more. But just earlier, there were a lot of skiers on the slopes going at their full speed, it looked like, up on Blue Mountain. Great day to get out on the slopes, as long as you're all bundled up, because temperatures only in the 20s. 26 is the current temperature. We have northwest winds at 7. Earlier today, they were a little gusty, up to 33 miles per hour in Mount Pocono, but nothing by comparison to what we experienced midweek this past week, with gusts up to 50 miles per hour in Mount Pocono, both on Wednesday and Thursday. And even into Friday, it was a little gusty in the morning before the winds died down in the afternoon and evening. Right now, winds are sustained from 5 to 15 miles per hour there in Mount Pocono. Temperatures, again, cold. 27 is a high in Avoca, 22 is the high in Mount Pocono. We did get above the freezing mark for Williamsport and for Selinsgrove, but looking back at our temperature history for Avoca, we've been below the freezing mark since Friday of last week. So we made it 9 days in a row today with temps below the freezing mark. Tomorrow we'll finally break it. I think we'll get up to 35 degrees, which although is not warm, by comparison, it feels much warmer. And we'll see some sunshine tomorrow too. Temperatures right now still at the freezing mark for Lewisburg, Selinsgrove, and Williamsport. We're at 29 in Wysox, 21 for the Poconos, both Thornhurst and Lake Harmony at 21. We got a few lake effect snow showers rolling into central Pennsylvania, Center County, Mifflin County, Juniata County, down near Harrisburg. We got a few snow showers for Susquehanna and Bradford counties too. Some of those flakes even flew here in our backyard in northern Lackawanna County. Not much more accumulations, but sometimes when you're driving and there's flakes around, it can cause some reduced visibility and cause you to slow down. So if you do encounter any additional flakes tonight, if you're up in Susquehanna or Bradford counties, slow down. You know, if you have a little bit of a reduced visibility. And make sure you're prepared for some slick spots on the roads. We have a clipper system rolling in from the Midwest, and that's only going to give us a risk for some flurries on Monday. More of the cloud cover is what we're going to notice on Monday. Tomorrow, a mixture of sun and clouds. It's going to be a really nice January day. Temperatures above the freezing mark, hardly any winds. Monday, also pretty quiet and calm, but maybe a stray flurry or two in the afternoon. That could reduce visibility for a short period of time as they roll across the region. So just be prepared for some flakes flying around. I don't expect too much in the way of accumulations. Probably a coating from those flurries that we'll see on Monday. This is the 72-hour accumulation map, and really not much to speak of. Just a few tenths of an inch of snow. Remember, that will stick right away because it's been so cold for such a long period of time. Now, we do have the wolf moon out. It is a gorgeous moon. I'm looking at it right now behind the clouds. You can kind of see it, and it's peeking out every once in a while. It's officially full on Monday. It appears 95% full tonight, and it'll cause an eclipse, or an occultation is the scientific term for it, of the planet Mars. So that's pretty awesome. It'll cover up Mars around 8 o'clock and then uncover Mars about 12 o'clock midnight on Monday, and it's also known as the ice moon. We'll notice those winds gusting once again on Tuesday up to 30 miles per hour. And boy, those feels like temperatures are going to drop again down into the single digits and below zero Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, Jack. There's a look at your 7-day forecast. At least it's not as long of a cold period this upcoming week. We're back up above the freezing mark on Friday.
Definitely, Jeremy. Cold temperatures sticking around. And, you know, we'll get through it.
We'll get through it with chili and hot cocoa and hot soup.
Yes, exactly. All three. Thank you, Jeremy.
Yep.